Okay, all right. We had a problem with our connection there, so we'll try this again. So we're making chicken parmesan, which is almost ready, and it's in the quick cooker, so it's gonna be to see that coming out. And you can smell it, it's so good. So, but I was having fun with our Flex Plus, which is our brand new food processor blender, emulsion blender. I'm like having so much fun with it. I never put it away because I was kind of concerned, oh, I'm gonna find a place for this, but literally it is usually dry. Oh boy, still having trouble with connection. Okay. So anyways, I was having fun with it, and I grated some cheese, and I just put it through the one that's in there, which is, okay, so there's slicing and then there's shredding, right? So this Parmesan cheese is in front. Can you see that? I think the light isn't taking it out. Parmesan cheese is down here, the shorter cheese, and then the longer cheese, of course, is the mozzarella. So the mozzarella was pizza mozzarella, and it was a little bit shorter. Oh, okay, there, you can see my hand now. That was a little bit softer rather, so, and the Parmesan is harder, so it's easier to do. So I ended up putting the mozzarella in the So I put the mozzarella in the freezer, or the Parmesan rather, in the freezer to see if it would go through better. But I want to just give you an idea of what this is like. So this is the food processor. This is the power arm, and it goes on whatever you're doing, right? So I'm going to turn around this way so you can see it better. And then the battery goes on like that. Comes with 2 rechargeable batteries, and they run for a long time before you need to recharge them, and then they're recharged, and I forget how long it goes for, because I don't run out of batteries. So this is for the blender, and so it's the same way. The arm goes on this way, and then the sorry, it keeps going out. I'm not sure why. So these are the whisks. The wire whisks are really nice. They're like, I don't know if you can tell, but they're really thin. So for whipped cream and those kinds of things, they're beautiful meringues. And these ones are thicker for like doughs and harder cookie dough, which I love because, again, with the gluten-free allergies, it's so nice. And then this is the that it comes with for the emulsion blender. So you can use this for soups and sauces and all of that stuff. And I've been making my own mayonnaise, which I love. So, okay, so I'm gonna show you, and you won't be able to get over how quick this works. Okay, so there's a safety latch that you have to put on, and hopefully this doesn't cut out while I'm doing this. So listen. It just goes right through it. So, like I said, that's a little hack. I wouldn't do that for any other kind of cheese. Like, I don't notice, like for cheddar, it goes right through it. But I think pizza mozzarella maybe is a little bit softer than normal mozzarella. And I just found that I needed to go through that. There's just a little, and then you can see the mozzarella. It's all blended here, or all shredded rather, not blended. Now I did carrots the other day, and I wanted them sliced, and so I used the slicing disc. And just like, so this disc, you can use it like there's 2 different, like if you want it bigger or smaller, right? Shreds. And the same with this one. You know, there's 2 ways of using it. But then I thought I maybe want my carrots cut up smaller, so I left this disc in the bottom, which I've just been using for doughs and things to mix them. So if I'm making dough, or I'm mixing like flour and sugar and all those things, I've left this in, and It's done such a great job, but when I left this in, it cut up my carrots more finely. So I was making soup and it did a really, really nice job of cutting up my carrots finer. So I left it in to do onions for my soup too. So instead of just slicing my onions and cutting them up, you know, because onions are already sort of pre-cut for us, you know what I mean, because they're in rings. So it sliced them and then it cut them finer with this. Or you can put them through, you can also put them through the shredder. All right, so this is fun. And so this is what I've done here. So we're using this. I also want to show you that we have out also a couple of new, I might be out of cheese, but I'm gonna show you if I have another spot here, that we also have a few new graters out this fall, okay? So just trying to clean up my workspace here. So I'm gonna show you with this. This is, and our pasta is now warming. We could let out the steam and let that go. So it's just letting out the steam now. Hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so these are the new graters. They're a little bit different to open, but easier. They all have protectors on them. This small one is great for Parmesan, and this one is a medium-sized one. And this is also good for lemons and limes. And then this one is coarse. So this is really nice for doing big curled ones of cheddar cheese. You can use it for chocolate, for mozzarella too, when I'm doing big ones to cover things up. And I really like it that it's so big. And then this is a fine one, a really fine one. So some people like a bigger one than this one. And it's the ultra fine one. It also comes with a container underneath it. And they all come with protectors for your hands, so you don't grate your hands. But this one comes with a non-stick little container. I don't know if you can see that, so that you can grate your cheese into it. And let's see if we got this on right. Something to grate. There's a way to do this. So when you're grating, so that you don't grate your fingers, right? So, and that's very important. So you could put your nutmeg in here, or your little bit of chocolate, or whatever you want to grate. Okay, so what I wanted to show you was the Parmesan using a different grater. So we can use two different things here. So we can use the fine grater here. People always ask me, how do these different things work? Let's turn it to the side so you can see it here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so there's the fine grater with the Parmesan. So that's a finer Parmesan, right, than the Flex Plus. All right, and then let's just do this one on the mat so you can see this one a little bit better. So this one is it's a little bit finer even still, and it's really light. So if you want just like a little bit, it's almost like you know the snow that we get when it's really cold, and like maybe just the first snow. It's a very, very light Parmesan. So I'd say it's the way to make your Parmesan go farther. And if you just like want a very, very light sprinkling of your Parmesan. And I really, really like this one. Now my daughter-in-law said, well, it's not wide enough because you can see that the Parmesan is a little bit wider than this, but I love it and I think it works great. It worked great for me, but it depends what you're used to. So if you prefer this one where it's got a double one, you get this one where it's wider, and then you've got the coarse one on the other side. And if you find it's too cumbersome, these literally pull apart, right? And then you can use this one or this one, and you can use it flat over things. So I could use it flat over top of this, just lay it down on top of here. I could use it flat on top of here, or I could use it on top of a bowl or a plate and just grate on top here flat. Okay, so there's different ways to use it. If you want to use it just by itself, you know, or you want to use them together. So there's a few different options for grating. Oops. So just so you know, so there's this small one, right, which again, lemons, limes, chocolate, nutmeg, cheese, Parmesan cheese, those sorts of things. And then there's a medium one, which is this one. And then there is, sorry, ultra fine, I would say, extra fine, medium, and then on the other side, on the other side of the extra fine, there is extra large, right? So lots of options, and I really like that. I love that they're coming out with more options, because really, depending on what you're making, you want your cheese to be different too. So we can just open this up now, and our Parmesan, our chicken Parmesan is ready. We stir into, we stir into this dish about a half a cup or a cup of Parmesan, which I love. It's so nice in here. And then we put the mozzarella on top. And the other side there. Sorry, I'm right here still. I have a utensil holder on this side, but this is not, these are in my drawer. So I'm just gonna stir in that mozzarella, or that Parmesan rather. And then I'm gonna put some mozzarella, and then I'm gonna put the lid on just for like a few minutes. And it won't even take long at all, but when I take the lid off, it'll be nicely melted and nice and gooey, and it'll be all ready. And again, it's such a quick and easy dish. So if you have pasta, and you have spaghetti sauce, you've got this dish, and you can use chicken, like I say. You can also use, if you didn't want to use chicken, you could also use ground beef or ground turkey. You could sub that out. Or if you just want to use the pasta without putting any meat in it, you could just use make the Parmesan with the cheese in it. And if you have allergies and you don't want to use the cheese, it still turns out really, really well. So this keeps buffering. I don't know whether it's my internet or what's going on. So I hope you've been able to still see it and enjoy it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and everybody to watching. Hi Doreen, I hope you're getting a great day, and I hope it's not been too hard to watch. So feel free to ask me any questions, just write them below, or feel free to message me as well. All right, hope you guys are having a great night.